I knew something was wrong the night she packed the red bikini. It was the one I bought her 3 years ago in Hawaii. The one she swore she'd never wear again because it felt too revealing. But there it was, folded neatly on top of her suitcase, alongside dresses I'd never seen before and a perfume she only wore on special occasions. Girls' cruise, huh? I'd said with a half-smile, trying to mask the unease twisting in my gut. Yeah, Melissa replied, not meeting my eyes. You know, just the girls from work. No husbands, no stress. Just sun, cocktails, and bad karaoke. Her voice had that light, airy tone she used when she was rehearsed. I didn't want to seem paranoid. She'd earned a break. God knows we both had. But something about the way she kept checking her phone that night. The way she avoided my gaze when I kissed her goodbye at the airport. It gnawed at me. I wanted to trust her. I did trust her, until that first photo appeared. 2 days into the girls' cruise, one of Melissa's co-workers, Lindsay, posted a group picture on Facebook. 7 women smiling, drinks in hand, sunlight bouncing off the ocean behind them. I recognized all of them except Melissa. I scrolled through the comments trying to be rational. Maybe she took the photo. Maybe she joined later. But the caption read, "Day 1 of freedom. The whole crew together again." The whole crew. I felt my throat tighten. That night, I sent Melissa a text. Me. Hope you're having fun. Haven't seen any pics of you though. Melissa. Haha, I'm staying off social media. Just relaxing. Miss you. Her message was warm, too warm. Like a pre-written line meant to smother doubt. By day 3 I wasn't sleeping. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. I called the cruise line, pretending to be her husband confirming an emergency contact update. When the representative pulled up her name, there was a pause. Sir, we don't have a Melissa Carter listed on that sailing. For a moment I couldn't breathe. That night, I sat at our kitchen table staring at her half-empty wine glass from the night before she left. The lipstick mark on the rim felt like a signature from someone I no longer knew. Checked her email. Nothing unusual, until I noticed a cruise reservation folder buried inside, archived. The booking was real, but not the one she told me about. Different dates, different destination, and a second passenger listed under the same cabin. Ryan Kessler. Ryan. Her work friend. The one who'd been helping her with presentations. The one she swore was gay. My hands trembled as I stared at the screen. I could hear her laugh echoing in my head. The one she used when she thought I was being jealous. Babe, you need to relax, she'd said once, brushing off my concern. You're acting like one of those paranoid husbands. Turns out paranoia is just love that's been lied to too many times. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I made a plan. I tracked the ship's route and found a way to send a small package to one of its scheduled ports of call through an express courier. Inside the box, I placed a single wine bottle, empty except for a handwritten note rolled inside. It read, "Enjoy your cruise, Melissa. I hope he's worth what you're about to lose." No threats, no rage, just truth. Then I waited. For days later she called me, her voice shaky, uneven. "Daniel, are you home?" "Yeah," I said flatly. "How's the cruise?" There was a pause. I could hear wind, seagulls, and faint chatter in the background. "It's fine," she said. "Hot. I got a little sunburn." "Did Ryan get one too?" asked my voice low. Silence. "Daniel," she whispered. "How did you?" "I know everything." For a moment, all I heard was the crashing of waves and her muffled breath. Then the sound of quiet sobbing. "Please let me explain," she said. "It's not what you think." "It's exactly what I think," I said. "You lied, Melissa. You looked me in the eyes and told me you were going with your friends. You made me feel crazy for doubting you." "It wasn't supposed to happen this way," she said, her voice breaking. "Ryan and I. It just got complicated. We were supposed to tell you after the trip. I just needed time." "Time to do what?" "Snap. Sleep with him on the ocean first." Make sure you really wanted to destroy everything before you confessed. Daniel, please. Her voice trembled, but I couldn't hear guilt, just panic. Panic about being caught. I sent you a bottle, I said coldly. Did you get it? Yes, she whispered. Why would you do that? Because I wanted you to remember that every lie eventually washes ashore. And then I hung up. The next morning she called again. Then again. By the fifth call I blocked her number. I spent those days in a fog, half between grief and fury. I'd been married to this woman for 9 years. We built a home, shared holidays, talked about kids, about growing old together. And all of it was now poisoned by her choice. Every memory felt counterfeit. Every "I love you" sounded rehearsed in retrospect. People talk about heartbreak like it's a clean cut. It isn't. It's a slow bleed that stains everything you touch. When she came back a week later, she didn't look like the woman who left. Her hair was tangled, her face pale, her eyes swollen from crying or guilt. She stood in the doorway holding her suitcase, as if waiting for me to rush into her arms. "Daniel," she whispered. "Can we talk?" I didn't move. She set her bag down, walked toward me. "Please. I made a mistake. I panicked, You didn't panic," I said. "You planned. You lied. You hid a man's name on your reservation and kissed me goodbye knowing where you were really going." Her chin quivered. "It wasn't just about him." Felt lost. I thought maybe I needed space. But when I got there it didn't feel right. I kept thinking about you. Did that happen before or after you slept with him? Her tears fell, but I didn't flinch. "Daniel, please," she sobbed. "I love you. I made a horrible mistake. I'll do anything to fix this." I stared at her, really stared. The woman I loved was still standing there, but the trust that held her in my heart was gone. "Melissa," I said softly, "you don't fix something by pretending it wasn't shattered. You fix it by owning the damage. But you didn't want repair. You wanted escape." "I'll go to therapy," she pleaded. "I'll quit my job. Just don't give up on us." I took a slow breath. "You already did." That night I slept on the couch. She cried in the bedroom for hours. I didn't go to her. For the first time in our marriage, I didn't feel responsible for her pain. In the morning, I left her divorce papers on the kitchen table. No fights, no shouting. Just closure written in ink. As I walked out the door I looked back once. She was sitting at the table, staring at the papers, still in the clothes she'd worn home. The woman who once vowed to be my forever looked like a stranger lost in her own guilt. And in that moment I realized something. Betrayal doesn't just destroy love, it rewires it. It turns affection into analysis, warmth into wariness. It makes you question the foundation of every smile, every word, every memory. Months passed. I found new routines. Morning jogs, late-night walks, the silence of an apartment that didn't feel heavy anymore. I learned to breathe again without replaying her voice in my head. Then one evening I got a letter. No return address, just my name scrawled in familiar handwriting. Inside was a note. "You were right. Every lie washes ashore. I'm sorry for everything. M." And beneath it, taped to the page, was the cork from that same wine bottle. I stared at it for a long time. Not with anger anymore, but with a quiet kind of acceptance. The kind that comes when you realize not every love story is meant to survive. Some are meant to teach you how to never accept half-truths disguised as affection again. Sometimes when I walk by the beach near my apartment, I imagine that bottle floating somewhere out there. Waves carrying it farther and farther away, just like her. And maybe that's poetic justice after all. Because when she uncorked that bottle, she didn't just read my words. She released the last piece of the man who used to love her. Now I'm finally free.